Good morning. This is Nicole. This is literally my 6 month homeless. This is my 28th day homeless in Denver. And I am just here simply trying to make a discussion and post it onto my YouTube channel. I was at a cafe last night or slept outside on a bench, tried to do a kind of bench. They provided me with some really good food. I met an individual who is in need of, prosthetics for both of his legs. He fed me lasagna. I met him with his dog. People who I would say otherwise could benefit from a place called a Refuge Center for Humanity. Or otherwise, a place that we could go to where we don't have to worry about sanitization. We don't have to worry about cleanliness. All we have to worry about is, the only requirement would be like community service and volunteer work. And I don't know how to establish a place like that because I don't have the funds for it. I just have this vision in my mind of a Christian wellness center that is indiscriminate, irregardless of age, monetary amounts, socioeconomic background, religious faith, and otherwise, because as even somebody who's interested in like theology, just because we're Christian doesn't mean we have to indiscriminate against somebody who's not of our faith. And I'm just really feeling pretty isolated here, and I'm actually getting pretty scared that this is going to become my permanent destiny. Every time that I attempt to avail myself or move myself out of this despairing, what essentially happens is I end up getting my ID stolen, my money stolen, or even my clothing stolen, and I don't think that's fair as a homeless individual. I'm going to end up with meningitis, actually end up paralyzed. I've had it, and several doctors recommend that I get surgery. I never did. And now I could feel my spinal cord in a very strange, precarious quadrant of my body, and my neck feels like it's been actually like moved. I know I sound crazy, but I'm just like explaining what I feel as a person in tune with my body. I don't physically feel well. I have like these weird sores all up and down my body, and they got worse after I was strapped down by 6 staff members of Denver Health who didn't actually render care, didn't lance any of these sores. In fact, they strapped me down to a gurney, and I think were using me as a human experiment. When I called to get my medical records, they initially said that I was seen on a specific day, and then when I spoke to the lady again, she said that I was never seen there. And they had me under my first and middle name, but not under my actual full legal name. They stole my cell phone, the monetary amounts to replace, and they also stole 18 grams of my medicinal marijuana that I actually use for pain management. So I am just egregiously wondering why these people as state workers who have IDs and things like that, even medical personnel members, are able to do that. It's also just confusing and very discouraging to me and concerning, considering there could be people being abducted and used as human experiments, and because they're actually labeled homeless or otherwise profiled, who knows what happens to them. And it's very concerning for me because this means that now people who are entitled or once were heroes to me are actually able to use their positions of authority to do actual work of iniquity. And the situation I've been in has placed me in a position where I've actually sinned out loud, cursing people and otherwise sinning against man, where I've had to quote unquote suck it and possibly cause somebody to fornicate out of necessity, where I'm thinking I'm going to get a ride to a place of safety and I suck it. And I end up risking getting sexually assaulted in a actual in a freaking car garage, and somebody jacks off on me, and I think I end up with hepatitis A because I'm just stuck on the streets with no place of refuge, because most of the shelters here are so covered with bacteria and strep A and staphylococcus and bacillus that I don't want to end up there. First off, because I have an incurable contagious disease that could be spread to other human beings, and their disease actually puts me at risk because I have an autoimmune disorder. And so I'm getting really despaired. I'm getting really actually egregiously in physical pain. I'm not able to receive care as a citizen who's paid taxes, and also as somebody who's rendered federal funds from the Social Security Administration of the United States of America. And I'm wondering how they're allowed as state, actual, and local facilities, including Gila Regional, to deny me medical care. And the sheriff's office of Silver City, New Mexico, ends up sending somebody to assault me and literally cause me bruises, which in my other phones that were stolen, I had 15 phones stolen from within the past 3 months, stolen from me, and my accounts have been compromised. My Nicoliosis@gmail.com, my Nicoliosis0.0 neurosis@gmail.com was also taken away from me. As to what to do, well, I could be doing street ministry to help other people who are actually physically in wheelchairs, homeless on the sidewalk, that they also denied care to because they fit a profile of you're too homeless and you can't be in our established facilities or businesses because you don't fit our bill. And so what I'm saying is I'm getting really despaired. 2016, same thing happened to me. It kind of actually is where all of this mania and depression started. I ended up arrested on a predicated accusation of an assault that I never committed, and losing my infant child, and also losing my right to vote through that caucus, which led to us not actually making history, which could have led to Hillary Clinton's actual president candidacy. So I'm getting like depraved, and I'm getting really offended by these people. And as a person who we the people, under those 13 constitutional rights, or a Bill of Rights with 28 amendments which construed our actual constitutional rights, I'm getting really offended under penal codes, and I'm just having people hover over me within 10 feet, which is also an assault if I'm feeling assaulted. I know that. I'm moving on. Thank you so much. Okay, yeah, thanks. You might want to just call the police. So anyways, what I'm trying to say, as I'm just saying, this guy is assaulting me, and if this guy is ascending me, you know, if you could just give me 2 seconds, I could be up. But if you want to abuse the authority, of state workers, go for it. If this is what society's come to, you don't help people, you just end up just abusing them with your authority. It's just gross. It's like, how can you be that fat and actually be in a position of authority? I'm serious. It's not funny. It's like, how can somebody be that fat and physically assault me and emotionally cause me emotional, irrevocable, like, distress and things like that, just for sitting on something that's I guess it's a private sidewalk. It says private sidewalk. That sign isn't private. That's a state fucking funded. That's a state and city funded sign. You know that, right? I'm just saying. Do you know